Da-da.
Hello, hello.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm sorry, I didn't know we had a theme song.
Yeah, that was it. That was the theme song.
Okay,
Welcome to
No, you talk. Go ahead.
okay, all
This
right.
is a great
Well,
start.
welcome to Brancake's Breakfast Podcast. Now, I did one of these. Actually, I did this about 7 months ago, and I never picked up on it.
God.
And I figured since I'm picking up on old trends, why not? And I'm here with Dalton today, and we're just gonna chat.
Yes.
And
I don't know what we're going to chat about. You have pointers, don't you?
all sorts of random great stuff. What we were originally talking about, though, was we were talking about Star Wars, and in that video that you sent me of
Yes. The
of Han
ancestral
Solo.
realization of Han Solo.
Basically realizing that Leia kisses her own brother in a very passionate, romantic way. And if you guys haven't seen it on YouTube, you have to see it because it's so funny. Like,
Yes.
it's so funny. And I was telling you that I showed it to Crystal, my girlfriend, and she's like such a Star Wars fan that she died. She was laughing so hard.
I'm sorry I killed your girlfriend.
She's dead. Thanks, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot for killing the love of my life. That's great.
That'll be $20.
I will pay you nothing. So, we need to set up some pictures. Yeah, I need your artistic help because you are
That's
in fact
one way
such
to
an
put it.
artistic genius.
Thank you.
You are. It's true. This
Oh,
guy, making
Not me, some other guy.
No, you making $18 an hour. Ooh,
No,
I spilled
not
it.
anymore.
I spilled it.
No.
I leaked it. What are you gonna do about it?
Clean it up.
Clean it up.
I'm not Squidward. What was that? Clean it up. That wasn't Squidward either.
Clean it up.
We're,
My
we're
voice
getting
cracked.
less and less like
My-
Squidward the more we attempt to do Squidward. Let's stop that.
Every time, eventually, it's gonna come down to like, clean it up. Like that is Mickey Mouse. That is not Squidward. That's not even close.
I don't even think it was Mickey Mouse.
Drinking
Hello,
water.
I'm Peter Griffin. Clean it up.
Damn you, vile woman.
Hello, I'm Lois Griffin. Please clean it up as well.
Dalton, would you like to tell our audience just how much water you drink in a day? Tell them about what you were telling me. Like you wanted to measure how much you drank.
Yeah, because I'm apparently part fish or something, so I decided I would make a note on my whiteboard in my room of how much I drink in a day, because I have a hydro flask that contains 21 fluid ounces, and I figured, I can just count the number of hydro flask volumes I drank today, and I did, and I drank like 1.5 gallons on the first day, and then cut down, and that is a very interesting story, and I'm so happy Brandon had me tell you all, because I'm sure you're just dying to know.
I just think it's fascinating. I mean, like, I don't drink enough water at all, but
Right.
like I wish I drank as much as you. Like I feel like I would lose weight. I would feel better. I would be less hungry in the day, and I'd be less thirsty, obviously, because I'm always
And
thirsty.
you'd look like an ugly Pollock like me.
I want to be a shriveled up, shrunken, ugly Pollock.
Okay, well, let's just switch bodies and you'll be good to go.
Let's do it.
Perfect. All
Let's
right.
do it.
I'll drive there. I'm in my car right now.
Yeah, perfect. You're already there. I mean, you don't even have to do anything. That was
Drive
probably really
the-
loud on the recorder. Sorry.
2,000 miles or something. However long it is.
It's I mean, it's like 1,000, 1,100, something like that.
Oh,
Something
so
ridiculous.
half of what I said.
Yes. Yeah, you got to cut what you said.
Meaning I was close,
No,
by some definitions?
not really.
No.
Like
No,
you're talking like
just-
the other side of the United States.
Just crush my dreams. Just, why don't you?
Just denied. Absolutely denied.
I'm going to
So-
fact check you on this later. I'm going to look
Do
it
it,
up, and
do
it's going
it,
to be like
do it.
2,001 miles,
It's
and I'm
not.
going to laugh at you.
It's not. I know it's
Okay,
not.
I'm going to look it up right now,
Look it up.
actually. I'll do it. Fine.
I'm at the computer. I could look it up. Shit.
Yeah, how about you do that? Because I'm in my car
You're
in
in
the
your car,
dark
it's-
on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm using my phone to call you.
That seems so sad that you have to record in your dark, tiny little car with your just
Hey,
one
it
glowing
works.
screen. It
Okay, so
it
let me
does
see.
work. It does work.
From my place to...
I
No, I
just do
don't want to set a
maps.
label for my own home. Find directions? No, okay.
Google Maps.
Uh, oh, you know what I should probably do instead is search the city you live in and then do directions. Okay. See, okay, it's a race at this point if you're doing it too.
Well, I already know where you live, so I can just do it like this. So,
Okay.
and we'll go like
How?
that.
Okay, 1,019 miles. Crap.
Yep. Well, I got 1,025, but it's the same thing basically.
I'm more precise.
I'm more precise than you.
So I win.
You know it would take you 15 hours by car to get here?
I mean, that's better than I expected. Oh
Yeah.
wow, I could seriously take public transit the whole way?
You could, and it would take you 1 day and 3 hours.
Terrific.
I'm
And
trying
I'd
to
probably
see
get my
like
throat slashed.
I'm trying to see what would be 2,000 miles from where you live. Okay, so 2,000 miles from where you live would be like I kind of you know like the Mimal
Either...
area,
No.
Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana,
Oh,
like that
did you
whole
say Bible area?
no Mimal,
Mimal. Okay, you did
Mimal.
say. What does that mean?
That's you didn't learn that in high school?
No, what is that?
That's how they taught us how to remember like those states in that row. So MIMAL is the acronym for Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's how I got A's on all my state tests.
Look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants. No one bothered to teach me that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Again,
I had
we're
a great teacher
Americans.
though. I don't know if you
That's-
ever had her in high
Who?
school.
We shouldn't say her name, but
Well, we could say her name. I mean, there's tons of them. So, McFarland. Did you ever get her?
I did not.
See, she was a great history teacher. Like, she was awesome.
Oh, good.
She was good. She caught these two kids cheating one time.
And
Oh
she
my
killed
God.
both of them on
She-
the spot as
She
an
might as
example.
well have, man. She like, and it was like a midterm, right?
Oh god.
And these idiots both had the same exact answers, and they
Mhm.
turned it in at the same exact time.
Uh-oh.
And so, like, she's smart, you know. She knows what's up. She's been teaching for a while. She knows her shit.
She's hip with the streets.
She's hip with the kids, and and she, oh my god, she pulls these two papers out. And she says, "Huh, these two papers have the exact same wrong answers, and they were turned in right next to each other by two people that are sitting right next to each other. Okay, well these are both F's," and she just puts F's right on them, like right in front of God and everybody.
Oh my god.
Like she interrupts the test time to put these
Wow.
F's on this paper, and I'm just sitting there
God.
like, oh shit.
I would have started like writing my answers in code at that point to make sure no one,
Yeah, no
no one
kidding.
coincidentally
Nobody copied
got the same answer.
you. Right, nobody copied you or anything.
Do the Da Vinci thing. You only read it in the mirror.
Right, in invisible ink.
Yes. Well, this one's blank. That's an F. Crap.
God damn it. Oh yeah, I mean, but it was up at like, if you think about it for high school kids, that's like such a genius thing to do, because it instills so much fear in them. Because like now the rest of the class knows, hey, don't fuck up in here. Like,
Yes.
it's gonna be bad for you.
Oh.
But yeah,
Well then.
she was a character, that's for sure.
A scary dictator-like character.
She was stolen. She said, "You learn history and you like."
You learn history or we throw a whole family in gulag. We are putting you in gulag.
Putin, you've
was
got
like-
to be putting me in gulag.
I don't think the Russians would laugh like that. Okay, Russians are just Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, all Russians are Mickey Mouse. I don't know if you do that.
Even Putin.
Yeah. I like your Russian accent so much better than mine, because like Maybe it's just because you have like Polish ancestry, but you can pull off the accent so well.
I don't know. I don't think so because it's okay. I've noticed like okay. I'm trying. Can I? Hmm. Let's edit that sentence out.
That
Okay.
whole sentence. You don't you realize by now that I leave everything in?
My problem is, like, I'll start saying something, then I'll think about what I just said and be like, oh, no, that's stupid, and then I'll trip myself up by thinking that, and then start saying something else, and then think the exact same thing, and that's exactly what just happened.
What do you
I
mean
said,
that's
I have
stupid?
like, and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said like then, and then something else spilled out, and I'm like, wait, crap, that sounded stupid, and then it just
You are
kept
speaking
cascading.
to the king of stupid conversation, and you're like, oh, I can't say that.
What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to learn Polish, and it's a crazy language, but, like,
Yes.
when I try to speak Polish, I have a very American accent, so I don't think your hypothesis is correct.
I mean, well, I think it's hard to kind of like to kind of breed that accent out when you start speaking. Like, um, I've been around Crystal's family for a long time,
Hmm.
and Crystal is Hispanic, and
Right.
her whole family speaks Spanish for the most part. And like her grandparents, for example, I mean, they speak English. Like her grandpa especially speaks English, but it's broken. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but like, it's hard when you're trying to learn it. And I'm not saying I'm trying to learn it, but I'm just saying that like when people try to learn it, it's hard to break that accent that you're familiar with out.
I'm not putting in the effort to learn my girlfriend's language. Screw that. She better learn mine.
Well, she already
Sorry.
knows mine, so I mean it
I
works out
know,
for
I
me.
know.
But yeah, I mean it's weird, and like I guess my point is that I've been around her family for I mean over a year now,
Hmm.
and I find myself if somebody asks me a Spanish word, like for example, like last night my dad and I were talking about like it's like Spanish settlers in the early American times. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we were mentioning like the ranches that they used to run. You know, and like how the
Okay.
ranches were basically owned and operated by Hispanics first, and then the white people came in and kind of like took it over.
Oh.
Um, but he was asking me like, "Hey, do you know what a vaquero is?"
Okay. I
And I was
don't.
right. Well, I didn't either. Like, I had to kind of like break it down. But when I was talking to him, I kept saying it vaquero with the
Is that...
accent, and it was just instinctual for me. I just kept going, "Oh yeah,
Oh.
vaquero."
I was gonna say, wait, what is that wrong somehow? That
Well,
sounds
no,
right to
that's the right
my...
way. Yeah, that's the right way to say it. But I guess my point is
But
that
he
I
wasn't
got
saying it.
he wasn't saying it right. No, because he's not like in the culture. You know, he's not involved in the
Yeah.
culture. And I've been around the family for so long that when I hear them speak Spanish, it just kind of comes to me.
Yeah.
And by the way, vaquero is like a cattle rancher basically.
Okay.
It comes from the root vaca, which is a cow.
Oh,
Um,
duh.
so at least I think that's what it is. That's what I looked up. I
Watch
hope
as I
that's
say,
right.
oh, duh, as if I'm like, oh, obviously, and it doesn't even mean cow.
I know, it's just like totally something totally different. That's I mean that's the conclusion we came up with, me and my dad, but we're white, so I mean I don't know.
Yeah. And
But
I don't speak Spanish, so...
but I guess yeah, I guess that's kind of my point is maybe if you immerse yourself around people like that, you would get the accent really well.
Probably, but like, okay, the trouble I have with Polish is they don't give you any time to just sing a vowel for a while. Like they will just cram as many consonants in a row as possible and just expect you to be able to say, "Oh yeah, of course, it's this word."
They're like I don't understand problem. It's just like
Exactly.
makes perfect sense.
Of course, TRZY means three. What's not to get about that? I don't think that's how the Poles speak accent-wise, but you know.
It's close enough. To me, everybody's Russian.
Everybody's all of Eastern Europe is just Russia,
Exactly.
even though Russia is the northernmost part of Asia.
Exactly. Like somebody's
Kazakhs,
like somebody comes up and they're like from like Uzbekistan. I'm like, oh, is he speaking Russian?
yeah. Oh yeah, Poland's right next to Germany. That's in Asia, right?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
What's the difference? But okay, I think we've been thoroughly offensive at this point.
Oh, of course.
Thoroughly
Did you
offensive.
hear? Okay, time for some real talk in Portland. Did you hear about that thing where a bunch of hipster or Tumblr social justice warriors forced a food cart to shut down because the owners were white and it was a Mexican food cart?
Wow, no, I didn't.
Yeah, it was like it made headlines in quite a few places because it's the sort of, meaningless, trivial crap that makes headlines all over the world, and or at least it not all over the world, but
All over America,
it
at
got
least.
around, yeah.
Yeah.
And our world in America,
The only world that
America's the only
matters.
world, the U.S. of us. U.S. us, that's why it spells us, dag nabbit.
God bless.
God bless the us. The ussa.
The USA. No, I didn't
But
hear
yeah,
about that.
yeah, but they went to Mexico and they were saying things like, oh, we picked up a bunch of authentic recipes there and we're really proud of it. And then people are like, you can't do that, that's cultural appropriation. And I guess, there was enough of a push for them to stop doing it that they shut down their cart or something.
That seems. How do you
It's
feel
really
about
stupid.
That,
It's
yeah.
really stupid. So I hope, with the attention it's gotten, I hope they'll open it back up.
Yeah.
Because, every place calls themselves authentic cuisine, and it never
Right.
is.
Well, here's the problem, though. I mean, with that, it's almost as if it's like a reversal on. You know what I mean? Like, God, I hate to get like this. I gotta get political here for a second, and I want to make this perfectly clear before I say anything that I absolutely hate Donald Trump. God, I hate that man so much. Like, with a fiery
You just
passion.
lost one Texan subscriber.
That's, you know what? Bye.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on. There's this push now, like this radical, like racist push. And I totally get that especially with Trump being president right now. There's all this this hatred coming from the white community. Because towards other races, because it's like
Right.
all the racists now feel that they can come out and run their mouths, like they don't have
Hence
to
the
be in
thing
hiding
that happened
anymore.
on the train in Portland.
Yes, and I will address that in a minute.
Yes.
Because that guy's a piece of shit. But I'll get to that in a second. So, but conversely, there's also this backlash because obviously there's a lot of hatred coming out of one side, so there's going to be a lot of hatred coming out of the other. But there's this backlash where the minorities of this country are now assaulting all white status. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the white rich, which is really the problem, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Donald
think
Trumps
that's
are the
quite
problem.
as true.
It seems that way.
How so, though? What things are happening that
kind of
make
like
you...
this, for example. If we were living in an Obama time, or even a Bush time, or a Clinton time, I don't think that would ever even come up as an issue. A white person owning a Mexican restaurant.
Well, of course not, because it's not an issue. Even now, it's not an issue. I don't think it's a political thing, honestly. I think it's just being Portland, people get offended about that sort of thing because it rains all the time. They never go outside and they just stay on Tumblr all day.
Right. Well, and I agree. I understand because I've been to Portland recently, and my God, some of those guys are just too much.
Yes.
Some of those hipsters are just way too politically correct for me, and I'm all for all sorts of sensitivity.
But not sensitivity to the point of stupidity.
Right, it goes too far, and I guess that's my point, is that whether it's radical hatred or radical forcing tolerance down people's throat, you can't have either one. One is not the solution to the other.
Right, you just have to stop making everything a political point, stop pretending that, because my problem with this whole thing is well, yeah, what, are white people not allowed to make burritos? Why not? What's the problem there?
Right.
You're not complaining about the teenager slinging beans into a tortilla at Taco Bell, so what the hell is your issue?
Right, and it seems like it's oh, you got to give them a job because that's their thing. Well, now you're being more racist in a way because
Yeah.
because you're saying only Mexican people can make burritos and tacos. What the fuck?
Did you see that Kelly Osbourne interview where she was like making some point where it's like, if you don't want Mexicans in the country, Donald Trump, then who's gonna clean your toilets? And like she immediately looked like horrified that she'd said that when she realized what a horrible thing to say that was.
That is a horrible thing to say. Oh my god, I can't believe... Did she really say that?
She did. I'll send you the video later. It's...
Wow.
Because she has, like, that perfect, yeah, gotcha look on her face, and then she's like,
and then
no, I mean, like, no.
And then it slowly turns into, like, oh, shit.
Uh-oh, yeah. It's funny. Anyway.
Like, I understand the sentiment she's trying to portray. Like, she's trying to say that you know...
But it's based on such a horrible stereotype.
It is.
That
it really is.
She should not have said it.
But I mean, if you look at sociologically, if you look at the data, I mean, for the most part, there's a large amount of Hispanics that work the labor jobs in this country.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like most of the labor jobs are worked by Hispanics, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't mean that that makes them lower than people. They're still human
exactly.
freaking
That's such
beings.
a stupid conclusion to draw from that.
Right.
No, it's because we're goddamn lazy as hell.
Yeah, that makes us worse, if anything.
We want to sit in front of a computer all day because we're crap.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So getting to that fucking
Portland
guy
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stabbing.
So you were saying something about how like they feel more free to voice racist opinions now, like the alt-right or whatever the hell you'd call it. I don't want to politicalize. Is that a word? The whole... Politicize is the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make it a political point because it's just one guy who's an insane piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it probably has nothing to do with politics, or at least not much. But so basically, Portland has a public transportation line called the MAX trains, which just they're just public trains. That's all they are, and there was an individual on there who was screaming some sort of obscenities. It's a Muslim woman, and I think I don't know if she was Muslim or if she just had dark skin or what the deal is, but he was screaming at them, and that's not too foreign a sight on the trains. There's a huge amount of mentally unstable people, vagrants in Portland, and they just hop on the train and hop off whenever they need to. They'll be talking to themselves. They'll be like screaming about the Bible or something.
Now, and I don't mean to interrupt, but Dalton actually knows this from experience because when he went to his school over in Portland.
Yeah, I would take the MAX train to and from school every day.
Yeah.
So I would be on the train about 3 hours every day. So I saw a lot of this sort of thing. So it kind of came as a surprise to me reading this headline, because what happened is this guy, who turned out to be like some white supremacist pile of subhuman shit, was on the train shouting at these women, saying all sorts of horrible things like, oh, you're just a bunch of criminals, or like, get out of the country, crap like that. And 3 people on the train intervened because this is Portland and that crap doesn't fly here. And unfortunately, the guy was genuinely a piece of crap, and he went straight for the kill on all 3 of them. He ended up slitting all 3 of their throats, and 2 of them died, and the 3rd thankfully lived. But yeah, he's in jail now. I'm hoping... I'm disappointed he didn't die with bullets in his lungs, but what can you do?
Yeah, I would have.
That's
oh my god!
much the
if I
story.
saw that, dude, I don't like to get involved in stuff like that because it's dangerous, right? But at the same time, I'm one of those people who I can't tolerate injustice very well. It's very difficult for me to not freak out and get really pissed off. And like, I don't know. I would have rushed that guy. I don't even think I would have cared anymore. I would have just rushed him and freaking, I don't know what I would have done when I got him. Beat the living tar out of him, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't know the logistics of what happened. Like, I don't know how it escalated into a fight. I don't know if, like, how many people tried to stop it, but, like, most of the people ran off of the train, obviously, as you do in a situation like that.
Unless you're stupid like
I'm gonna
me.
Stab everybody. Yeah, unless you're stupid like you, and you'll jump right into the knife
You run towards
flailing.
the guy with the knife.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a big issue here. Like there's a memorial that's been put up for the 2 people who died. I don't know their names. One of them was like a really long name. None of them were American names, so I'm sorry, I don't remember it. And then the 3rd guy just made a statement, which I haven't listened to. But yeah, it's a big issue.
I actually did hear the statement. If you want to hear a little bit what he said.
Sure.
Essentially what he did was he came out, and this guy is just like this ugly white piece of shit with his long ass hair. Like, he looks like a vagrant, like you were saying.
Total. I don't know. I think he just looks totally inbred, honestly.
Yeah, he does. Like, long hair with the freaking with the
So
donut
basically,
dome
just
on
a
top.
just picture a white supremacist. It's this guy.
Basically. And he comes out, and the only thing he's yelling at everybody is, "If you don't like free speech, go home. Get out of this country if you don't like free speech."
Okay.
And I was thinking, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
because
no one's...
you know about the history with me and my dad.
Yes.
He's an actual advocate for free speech.
I agree there. He has said some things that should not have been said, but they were said, and he had the right to say them.
Right. And that's one thing. You know, saying things is one thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, and
but harassing people is a different thing.
well,
it's
totally even beyond that.
Here.
This man who's proud to be American, and wants, all Americans to be free. He said, if you don't like freedom, get out. Stuff like that.
Right.
This man who touts all this stuff, then stabs 3 American citizens.
Yes.
Who were trying to stop him.
Exactly.
This has gone so far beyond free speech that he actually escalated it to deadly force. That's not free speech anymore.
No.
And this piece of shit, I hope to God that he just rots in prison.
I think what his deal was is he's like, oh, I'm like terrorizing these 2 women on the train. I have a right to do this as an American. That's probably what his mentally insane beef was.
Right.
With that
but
entire
the problem with that is he's not being arrested for harassing them. He's being arrested for killing 3 people.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that what he was yelling at the police or the people he stabbed?
He was yelling that when he was arrested and taken to make his statement, they put him basically in a glass box.
Oh, I was talking about the guy who was stabbed and survived made a statement. I wasn't talking about this piece of shit. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, yeah, because I was
talking
about
that makes sense then. Well, yeah. So he has the IQ of a peanut then.
Yes.
Which is bad, because, he's stupid and he's afraid, and that's a horrible combination.
Is he afraid, though? I have to wonder.
He's afraid of, Muslims and minorities because he thinks that they're, threatening America.
That's something that my dad told me, because I was like, you know what? Fuck these guys. We need to just kill them. You know what I mean? I was to the point where it's we need to do to them what they want to do to everybody else. And he was telling me, he was like, well, what good's that going to do? Because at the end of the day...
You'll have fewer stabbings.
Right, fewer stabbings, well. Maybe. I mean, because with the shift of culture and sociological thinking, any group could start getting that violent at any point in time for any reason.
I disagree with that.
It's not just us. It could be anybody.
Well, I don't think you'll have a group of botany enthusiasts who are just going to snap and stab a bunch of people. It's white supremacy. That's what this group is. It's a group founded on hatred and fear.
No, yeah,
so I think they're a much higher stabbing liability than, say, a bunch of knitting enthusiasts.
I 100% agree, because they are founded on fear and hatred. But there are other groups that are founded on that too.
Oh, of course.
So, my concern is that, even if we eradicated all whites, if somehow managed to eradicate all white supremacists on the planet Earth,
you can't do
would
that,
there be
though,
another group that would just come up and take its place?
We're a very dumb species. Unfortunately, those groups are just going to sprout up all over the place.
Right. That's kind of my thing.
It's
so
like playing whack-a-mole.
I don't know, man. It's a mess.
I'm not saying that, I agree with you. White supremacists don't serve any purpose that's helpful on planet Earth, but unfortunately they exist and they will persist, so,
There's no way to get rid of them. There's just...
No.
The only way to get rid of them, honestly, is just to educate them and to change how people view other races.
Spread tolerance, have better support for mental illness, because this guy is clearly not operating at full capacity.
And that's one thing that's so sad about this country. Not only is the healthcare just absolutely dismal, but the mental healthcare is basically non-existent.
It's even worse, if that's even possible.
It's basically non-existent.
Yeah, and
I suffer with anxiety and depression on a fairly regular basis, and I used to go to counseling for it, and it didn't help because, like, quite frankly, I don't think many of the counselors give a care. And
sure.
furthermore, every time I go in there, it would cost me like $20 to $30 every single time.
Right.
I can't
And
pay
I
for that.
mean,
I'm a freaking starving college student. I can't pay for a trip every single time like that.
and I
You
feel like
know?
that's a huge problem in Portland as well, because you can't walk anywhere in like the Pearl District especially without seeing like a bunch of people who are, clearly mentally ill and homeless, and you can't help but think that they're homeless because they're mentally ill and didn't have any sort of fallback, like
Right. And that's the
they
problem.
can't care for themselves.
Yeah, and it's like a chain because it's like a really nasty circle that we have where you have people who are mentally ill. Because they're mentally ill, they can't take care of themselves and they can't, sustain a job.
Mm-hmm.
They can't learn, they can't be educated, they can't have a job.
Right.
Because they can't have all those things, they're homeless,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're homeless. So you see what I'm saying? Like, because they're
Oh,
homeless,
of
they're
course.
mentally ill. Because they're mentally ill, they're homeless. It goes back and forth, and
Yeah.
it's just this awful cycle that they're all stuck in. And if we had more services for them,
Right.
it would be, obviously
I'm not
stop.
sure of any places that actually fix that. I'll have to do some research and see if there are any countries that really don't have much of that problem.
Well, a lot of countries, I mean, from what I've heard anyway, a lot of them actually do have these facilities for mentally unstable people where they provide medication, everything at absolutely no cost. And that's kind of the big difference is that everything here costs. We are such a capitalist society. Everything costs. If you want to take care of yourself,
Hmm.
it costs. If you want to get, mental treatment, it costs. You know?
Yeah, and I was just talking to a friend of mine who is an emergency medical responder, and she was saying that like she constantly has people who are like in no condition to take themselves anywhere in the back of an ambulance pleading like, hey, I can't afford the transportation here, can I please drive?
Right, right.
Like, that's kind of a, I mean, I understand that everything costs something, but I mean, it kind of sucks that like, whoops, got both of my legs chopped off, now I'm being charged to get this fixed.
Right, well, and that's kind of
Whoops.
the problem is like, yeah, everything costs, but at the same time, it doesn't have to cost that much. The
I
the
know.
the housing prices of America nowadays. I mean, we've got the same salary that we had. I mean, with obviously with inflation and everything, it's a little bit more, right? It's like it's
Sure.
about doubled, I would say, from like
I'll
1930, right?
okay, yeah.
But the average home cost in 1930 was only like $50,000. That's the
Well,
average, right?
yeah.
And the average nowadays is almost 300.
Yeesh.
So like everything costs, but it's that the corporations and the top 1% and all these leaders and basically dictators of this country are making it cost so much more for us that we can't even live.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's to the point where the middle class is dying and white suburbia is becoming extinct and people are moving into cities more, and it's just it's ridiculous. We're like the only country that has this problem because we're the only country that lets these freaking corporations get away with this crap.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
sickening.
not well versed enough in the economy to speak for how that has an impact on like housing and rents and everything, but yeah, sounds about right.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But well, I didn't mean to get so political. I apologize, but
I like how this started with like, haha, Hope, not Hope, Han Solo, incest.
right, and
Well,
now it's everything is bad. Everyone's gonna die.
yeah.
Lock your
I,
doors.
what we might be able to do is just like pick and choose, like just keep a bunch of these conversations on hold so we can just like pick and choose from them and
Might not be
assemble
a
like
bad idea. It might not be. Well,
podcasts that are
why don't we
relevant.
go ahead and just? I mean, even if we keep this all in one big clump, why don't we just wrap this up with something nice? Because there is actually a question that's been on my mind for a very long time, and I want your opinion on it.
Okay, shoot.
Well, first of all, do you read comic books, Dalton?
I do not.
It's too bad. But you know about the superheroes, right?
I know they exist.
You know they exist. Okay. Do you know which superhero belongs to which company?
I mean, I could probably get 60% accuracy on that.
You're no help. Okay, here's the question I was going to ask you.
Never mind the question then. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, no kidding. No. Here it is. DC or Marvel?
I can't name a single DC... Is Batman DC?
Yes.
I can name one DC comic person, so I'm probably going to have to say Marvel.
Well, there you go. There you have it, folks. If you can't name it, it's probably not good.
Wow, what a way to end the episode. That's terrific.
I love Marvel. Because I think that the writing that comes out of Marvel is just a lot more creative in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, so many of the great superheroes come out of Marvel. I mean, we're talking Spider-Man and...
May I ask this? Which comic company is responsible for Superman?
That would be DC.
Okay, screw DC. They suck. Superman is the lamest superhero ever created. He's like something a third grader would come up with. It's like, oh, he's super strong. Is that his power? Yeah, but he can also fly, and he's also an alien, and he's also like immortal. Oh, but don't get this crystal near him. Like,
he can also shoot laser beams from his eyeballs. It's like,
he has X-ray vision. He can turn back time by flying backwards around Earth, because that's how that works.
Because
he's stupid. Logic. He's such a stupid superhero. God.
No, I agree.
Like, you have to have some sort of handicap, otherwise it's not fun. And yes, kryptonite, sure, it's a stupid handicap.
It has to be like some... that?
Yeah. Ugh. I'm sorry.
You are totally in the right to rant about that, because I, for one, can't stand Superman. I think that's kind of the unanimous, like, agreement, though, amongst all of us, is that, like, Superman is a really lame, stupid superhero.
There are people who will slit your throat on public transit if you say you don't like Superman.
That must have been what happened.
That's not an insensitive joke to make 5 days after it happened,
yeah,
is
man,
it?
too soon. Too soon. Too soon.
Anyway.
But yeah, so Superman, not good. Batman, not good.
Okay. Batman's okay, I think.
Batman's stupid,
He's got
though.
some nuances to him.
How could Batman have that much money? To the point where he can build, like, things... I mean, we're talking, like billions of dollars worth of gadgets that he has.
Because he has Morgan Freeman, and he's smart.
Morgan
I guess. That was almost an attempt at a Morgan Freeman voice.
Morgan Freeman. I don't know, I'd like to see you do better, Dalton.
Well, I can't, so,
well, there you go.
Enjoy. And that's that.
That's that, okay. I think we've done enough chatting. Don't you think?
Yes, it's, I'm mummifying in my car. My voice is becoming hoarse.
Mine's just becoming non-existent at this point.
Oh yes, how's the tea helping with your hoarseness?
Well, it helped for a while, and then I drank it all, and now it's not helping anymore.
Well done.
Okay, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much for watching this little breakfast podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to making more of these in the future with more people. You know, maybe we can invite more people on with us, Dalton. Maybe.
Maybe. By the way, I should note that this breakfast podcast is ending at 2:08 p.m.
Yes. This is a very late
at
breakfast.
Like 1:30.
This is technically a brunch podcast.
Yes, Brancakes brunch cast, maybe.
Something like that. I don't know. All right, you guys.
If that's the actual title, I'll lose all hope in our friendship.
Like, you're certain that I could come up with something more creative than that? Like, there's got to be something more creative than that.
Just don't put ellipses in where the pauses were.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's one more thing, man. The Five Nights... Or not the Five Nights at Freddy's, just all the fan fictions in general we've been reading. Boy, I cannot wait for you guys to see some of those.
Oh, yes. They will be not good.
You probably... I mean, depending on how I upload it, I have no idea yet, but you'll probably have seen at least one by now, and I hope you enjoyed it. But oh my god, we enjoyed it. It's funny. It's so funny. Yes. God. Some of those are just ridiculous. How do they even... How can somebody write something like that? I've never figured that out.
Well, I mean, if you're fearing that Ganon will return,
yeah,
you have to write some crap.
Most people just worry about finances. Oh my god. Okay. All right, you guys. That's it. I meant to wrap this up like 5 minutes ago. All right, I'm gonna let everybody go. Enjoy your days. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Goodbye.